Hello, let's get serious because today we have a heavy subject on our hands. It's of course what happened to GBVS at EVO. Yeah, just saying that made me sigh. But yeah, for those who don't know, I made some kind of wild prediction in my previous video.
Flashback.
We are going to have one more season announcement this weekend. The third season will drop and we will have 2 new characters.
これからもグランブルーファンタジー VS とサイゲームスをよろしくお願いします。
And yeah, it didn't go well, to say the least. But anyway, today we are here to try to make sense of what happened. Because that's not normal. Rollback is being announced for old games, new games, everywhere, and GBVS didn't get shit. So why? Why Cygames? Why? So before we start, I want you to watch that short clip. Here we go.
また VS はちょっと新情報今回お出しできなかったんでちょっと申し訳ないなと思ってるんですけどいろいろ準備してますんで、お待ちいただければなと思います。
So as you can see in this beautiful trip translated by myself with my poor Japanese skills but confirmed by multiple people, the director of Granblue Fantasy Versus is saying something is coming. So I wasn't wrong on this. Something is definitely coming. It's in the pipes, but why no fucking announcement? So in this video, I want to theorize on some things and extrapolate information to make some kind of understanding of this whole nightmare situation, okay? This is why I bring to you 3 reasons why we didn't get any announcement at EVO. First and foremost, this is the director's side game. As insane as it sounds, the main game of the director actually is Granblue Fantasy, the mobile game, the gacha game. So why is a busy director like Fukuhara-san taking care at the same time of 2 games? I don't fucking know, but what I know is it already caused some troubles in the past. Remember the Stories trailer? At first it was actually released as an unfinished trailer because Fukuhara didn't have time to finish it. As insane as it sounds, the director is also making the fucking trailers. Why? I don't fucking know. Maybe the dude doesn't know how to delegate or something, but if his involvement is so capital to the game, it means it's relegated to a side game, because he will always prioritize Granblue Fantasy, which is a big money maker for the company. It just makes sense. I don't get why this situation is what it is, but I think that's a big problem and part of the reason why we didn't have an announcement at EVO, which is completely insane to me. I don't know why you would put yourself in this situation. It's clear that Granblue Fantasy Versus is not a big money maker, a huge success, and what they wanted it to be, but at least do something with it. You can't just say I didn't have time to finish my work in time. That's bullshit, man. You should have a team especially focused on the game to make the game for itself. This is insane to me. I don't get it, seriously. I don't get it. I'm not a dev or anything, but this sounds so dumb to me. Why is it like this? I don't get it. If the dude is so capital to the work, I don't get how it can be capital to make a fucking trailer. Maybe to make the characters kit or something, or decide the overall story, but he doesn't have to be involved. This is insane to me. Anyway. Let's go to the next reason before I become insane. Second reason. Cygames is new when it comes to deal with quote-unquote real game. By that I mean not gachas, games that are planned for console or PC but requires a regular games that require a publisher and that kind of stuff. They are quite new compared to their experience in the mobile business, and this is especially true when it comes to Granblue Fantasy Versus, which is a fighting game. This was demonstrated at the very release of Granblue Fantasy Versus, which didn't have a global release for a fighting game. And the game is made by fucking Axis. Axis should know the reason why you should always release your fucking fighting games globally on the same day. Nowadays it's inconceivable. I don't even know if that's a real English word, but I don't even care that you don't release it on the same day. This is insane. I can't believe it. I had to buy a Hong Kongese copy of the game myself because it would have been released 1 month and 20 days later in my country, which is in Europe. It might not seem like much, but just this simple mistake, they are not experienced enough to deal with something like publisher and overall with fighting games. Because this is a basic mistake that any experienced fighting game developer would have not made. In fact, I'm pretty sure Arc System Works could have told them that it was a bad idea or to deal with it better, but they either didn't listen, didn't ask, or whatever. In any cases, the result was the same and it was bad. This was just a symptom of a bigger disease because, yeah, they also didn't take the occasion in 2019 to announce something at EVO, which was a big mistake, but not as big as the mistakes they made this year with their announcement, which was a fantastic online tournament for the other regions. Way! An experienced fighting game developer would have never made that mistake, of course. Because, yeah, even Fukuhara-san himself, that rollback was essential to a fighting game nowadays. So yeah, I don't get how they could, even if they have something being prepared and it's not rollback netcode, okay? Let's think for a second. Why would you make a tournament for this? I think their logic was they wanted to give the Japanese tournaments exclusive colors to people in the other regions. But yeah, if you couldn't see the backlash coming from that logic, they are not ready to deal with actual video games, mainstream video games, however you want to call it, traditional video games. We don't care, you know what I mean. Console, PC, all that stuff, games. Anyway, third reason. Now it all comes down to this reason, the state of rollback. As I previously said, Fukuhara-san, FKHR himself admitted rollback was essential. So why not working on a rollback? And if they have a rollback being worked on at the moment, why not announce it at EVO? That's a big important question, right? Because yeah, even the Dragon Ball Fighters announced something that will come in 2023, which is perfectly fine because it reassures the players, it gives some life back to your community, and it's amazing for the game overall. Even if you still have the shitty delinate code, it will give some life to your games. So it worked with P4AU, it worked with Dragon Ball Fighters, it worked with Samurai Showdown. There is no reason to not do it. And the reason might simply be because they are not working on rollback. And why? Maybe because they are too stingy. I want you to look at those numbers right now. Yes, this is what Cygames make from their gacha games. It's a very fucking big number. I didn't fact check because we are a show, we don't fact check it, just believe it. I think this is a bigger number than SNK and Atlas. I'm not sure. Bandai Namco is certainly bigger, but I believe that they have the means to work on a fucking rollback netcode if they wanted to. So what's the deal with that? This is insane. I get it. The goal of a company, even if it's a video game company, is to make money. Okay? We get it. But in the long run, your image is also something very important. With their EVO announcement, quote unquote, of course, because woo, big announcement, Cygames looked very, very much incompetent. They look like they don't know what they are doing at all, in my opinion. And I'm probably not the only one to think that, so yeah. If even Bandai Namco, the biggest company ever developing fighting games, are ready to put some money on the line when they are the ones that resisted rollback netcode for so long, that gave us the famous Tekken is 3 meme, that still refuses to put some rollback in JoJo ASBR for a fucking re-release, dude. What the fuck? If even them are ready to add rollback to a game which, by the way, will not receive further support in the future, which is incredible, I think even Cygames should maybe reconsider spending money in order to get a better image, a better appreciation from the fan base. Even if it's a Cygames for the director, even if they don't quite know what they are doing, they know it's the right move to do. Because in the long term, people will think of Cygames as some clowns that don't know what they are doing with quote-unquote real games. Just good to make gacha games, quick cash grabs, which by the way, this is totally not true. Their games are amazing. I'm not a chill, by the way, but Grand Blue Fantasy is a very good game. I play it every day. It's a fucking good game. I recommend it if you have time, if you want to play a gacha. But anyway, let's not sidetrack. Those are really just some rumblings from me trying to make sense of why we are at that point. So many things went wrong. It wasn't Cygames' fault if the game was released with an unfortunate timing, but what's their fault is all they did after this, and I have to be honest, it has not been great. They could have done way better with the game after this. And now we are at that point. I think for the community or casual enjoyer of the game, I'm not talking about players that play tournaments and stuff. I'm just talking about people that want new content for the game, that appreciate the story, that appreciate the character, maybe fan for GBF that want to play more of their fucking favorite character. I have no words. Anyway, I'm gonna cut the video here, otherwise I will be rambling until tonight. That's it for me. I will see you next time. Bye.